So you probably know by now that Snapmap is going to be finished. There will be no Snapmap in Eternal, and I can't see that changing. So I guess we're going to have to push that to one side. But what I hope we could see one day, and why I really want this to come along, and why this whole video is being made in the first place, is Doom 2016 Snapmap needs to have one final update. The reason I feel like this needs one update is because one, is a good way to say goodbye to Snapmap, and two, it just gives us all that final content and fixes all these bugs that are in the game in Snapmap at this current point, just so in this last few months, or whenever Doom Eternal comes out, we just have that kind of enjoyable Snapmap again, and hopefully it's at the best that Snapmap could ever be. That's why I kind of want Snapmap to be remembered by. Something that started off pretty rough, but in the end it actually turned out to be something pretty good. And they're close to it now. They got really close, but I left it, which really didn't help the situation, because now Snapmap is kind of on very, very thin ice. It breaks all the time and the users are disappearing quite regular. Snapmap is at its final days. But it doesn't have to be like that. Not yet anyway. Not to Doom Eternal's release. I honestly feel like Snapmap should just survive just for that bit longer, and an update will be the way to do it. Now, what could be included in this update? First of all, I think the main thing that needs to be updated is pretty much these loading screens and all the bugs and problems that face Snapmap today. At the minute, one of the biggest main pushbacks of Snapmap is the load times. I've been around, done research, and many people really hate how long it takes for Snapmap to load. It's understandable, especially on consoles, but sometimes it could take 2, 3, even 4 minutes to load one level that lasts 10 minutes. So if a level that lasts 10 minutes takes 4 minutes to load, that's nearly half the level's actual runtime sitting there waiting for that level to load, and it is annoying. And there are bigger games out there that load much quicker, so I can understand why, but there's just definitely room for improvement there. Even if it cuts it down by a minute, there's still improvement. And honestly, I feel like Snapmap really needs that. So even if this new update doesn't feature any new content, then at least we can have fast load time, so that way it saves us a lot of time sitting there staring at pretty much unnecessary load times. And of course the bugs. There's many bugs in the game. If you put certain things in certain areas, it could crash. If you do a certain thing at a certain time, it crashes. Pretty much there's many ways you can crash, and yes, many of them have been fixed, but still loads of them exist, and some of them are kind of exclusive to different consoles I found along the way. Like sometimes there'll be a level that works perfect on Xbox and PC, but at a certain point it always breaks or crashes on PlayStation 4, and it goes the same for pretty much every other console as well, or even the computer. It works all around. It's kind of weird. So certain consoles it'll work on, certain it won't. Of course, that's not good, and these are the sort of things that I feel like need to be fixed, because this is why many people are turning away, because they want to enjoy a game, get halfway through a level that probably lasts them 20 minutes, just for it to crash. And I know how that feels, because I record Snapmaps very regular, and it doesn't feel good when you're sitting there playing, recording and reviewing a level, and then suddenly getting close to the end it crashes, and you lose all your progress that you was recording and playing. Of course, it doesn't feel good. It's very irritating, to be honest, and that's happened many times. So these are the sort of things I feel like need to be fixed. And even once again, if they didn't even have any new content in this update, that would be kind of enough for me, just so Snapmap runs properly. But of course, I feel like if they're ever going to do one last Snapmap update, they should feature pretty much everything that was kind of left out. So this actually includes the invulnerability, the invisibility as well, which I don't know how the enemy AI would play up with something like that, but that'd be cool. The Cyber Demon and Spider Mastermind. Okay, maybe not the Mastermind or the Hell Guards, nothing like that, but we've seen a simplistic Cyber Demon. Yes, they won't fit in all the rooms. Yes, they will take probably a lot of work to fit in, but It'd be really cool just to see a cyber demon in Snapmap, because I'm sick to death of actual barons and cyberman Kubai as bosses. Luckily we've got the summoner now, but that wasn't from id themselves, that was actually kind of hacked into the game if anything. So yeah, why can't we just have this cyber demon? I can understand the other enemies because they're so big, so much space, and a lot more complicated, but the cyber demon, there's not really that much of an excuse, because once again we saw that simplistic version in the Tower of Babel levels, so why not just convert him from there into Snapmap? And of course he'll probably only fit in grid rooms, I'm guessing, because I don't think he'll squeeze in any other room. Just that alone would make a huge difference to Snapmap. I think a cyber demon in Snapmap would literally bring back so many people. Of course it would have to work properly, so that's always a big push, but still, I hope one day, since no Snapmap in Eternal, that we could actually see that cyber demon. And of course there's room for other things as well. I mean, what about all these other weapon mods that didn't get attached? Maybe they can even add in the multiplayer levels from, of course, the multiplayer games, so maybe they can even add them into Snapmap as preset areas. And there's just so many cool things they could add in as one big final goodbye to Snapmap. Because it's not really fair that Snapmap's only time of running is literally in Doom 2016. Doom 2016 was Snapmap was born, and Doom 2016 is where Snapmap's gonna die. It didn't survive more than one game. So if you're gonna release it, you might as well release it with a bang. So I definitely am with the idea of one final update. If it will happen, I don't know. If it will include any new content or just be bug fixing, once again, I think that's up for them to decide. Personally, I just hope they fix the load screens and all these other crashes that happen, because I'd rather see a game. I'd rather open up Snapmap and be confident that I'm not going to have to restart it 4 or 5 times just to play a certain level. That would be good for me. That's just something I'm after. I know there'll be others out there looking for the cyber demon and all that. Me too, that'd be great. But as long as they just get that Snapmap running smooth, I'll be satisfied. So what do you guys think? Do you think Snapmap 2016 deserves one final update? Or do you think because Snapmap won't be featured in Eternal, we should just leave it where it is? Let me know in the comments down below, and if there's anything you want to add to this situation, I guess set that in the comments down below too. And maybe one day I'll be making a part 2 to this video. Hopefully another day I'll be sitting there going that this is going to exist. That'd be great. But until then, this has been Rockhard Gamer 45, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.